So now in this lecture, I will discuss about Cantor set and prove that Cantor set is uncountable. So you can open your book. In the old version, it's on page number 370, and in the new version, it's on page number 330. And you can read the statement here. So earlier to this, in my previous lectures, I have already discussed about this one, how to denote a real number, how to locate a real number into on number line using this ternary expression, binary expression, and that decimal expression. And also I proved that sequence of 2 or more than 2 symbols is uncountable. Collection of all sequence of 2 or more than 2 symbols is uncountable. In fact, sequence of 0, 1 is uncountable. And from there, I also proved that open interval 0, 1, closed interval 0, 1, or in fact, set of real number is uncountable, because that can be written into every real number correspond to sequence of 0, 1. So using that, I will discuss other proofs after doing Cantor's. There are in several books you will find different type of proofs, but the basic idea is the same. Now look at the Cantor set, how to construct Cantor set. So as per the ternary expression, just recall the ternary expression of the set of a real number. So what we have done in this one ternary expression, that we have divided the closed interval 0, 1 into 2 equal parts. Say, let me write this one as 1 by 3, 2 by 3, and the last one is 3 by 3. So let me denote the first. If we divide the closed interval 0, 1 into 3 equal parts, let me denote the first half, I mean 0 to 1 by 3 as 0, second interval by 1, and the third by 2, third interval by the symbol 2. So you can see that this. So what we will do, that from the closed interval 0, 1, from this closed interval 0, 1, which is written here, I will remove the open interval. I will remove the open interval 1 by 3 to 2 by 3 from the set closed interval 0, 1. And let me call this one as F1. So obviously the endpoints are there. I mean 1 by 3 and 2 by 3 are there. I have removed the open middle third. Okay, open middle third. Similarly, from the remaining one, I mean remaining portion is this one, 0 to 1 by 3 and 2 by 3 to 2, which is denoted by symbol 0 and 2. From the remaining one, let me check whether I have put this lecture on recording or not. Just wait. Yes, it's already there on recording. I will share also on YouTube, so that those who have not attended my class, they can revise it later on. Yes. So from closed interval 0, so this one is F1. Similarly, we will construct F2. Again, we divide the remaining portion, each remaining portion into the 3 equal parts and denote this by 0, 1 and 2, symbol 0, 1 by 2. So what will happen, that this, the first one 0 to 1 by 3, and the second one say 2 by 3 to 2 by 3 to this 3 by 3. Because again I am going to divide into 3 equal parts, so let us make this denominator as 3. So I can write it as 3 by 9. So the first part is 1 by 9, this one is 2 by 9, and now again remove this open interval 1 by 9 to 2 by 9. Similarly in this one, try to make it into its base as 9. So it will be 6 by 9, this end it's 7 by 9, this one will be 8 by 9, and again I can write this one as 9 by 9. So again I will remove this part. So let me denote this part by 0, this part by 1, and this part by 2. So again remove the open middle interval, open middle third. So that will be denoted by F2. I mean the remaining portion will be 0 to 1 by 9 and from 2 by 9 to 3 by 9, or say you can say 1 by 3. And again from here you can see that 2 by 3 to this 7 by 9, and again from 8 by 9 to 1. So this is by F2. So continue this process. Again divide into 3 equal halves. So in this way you will get this one, which is shown here. The first one is F1, second one is F2, F3, F4, and so on. Now now what is Cantor's set? So Cantor set is basically obtained by taking intersection of all these sets constructed, see clearly Fn plus 1 is contained into Fn. For example, if you look here, F2 is contained into F1 for every n. So similarly, Fn plus 1 is contained into Fn for every n. So if you take intersection of F2 and F1, it will be F2. So similarly, after taking the intersection of all this, the set formed is called as Cantor set. And now we will see that even after removing the middle third at every step, the total length of the remove interval is 1. So this one is a very interesting property about this one Cantor set. Now let us see how the total length removed sum up to 1. So you can see from here that in the first case we have removed this one third length, and in the second part I have removed here 1 by 9 and again here 1 by 9 length. So total 2 times 1 by 9. So if you sum up all this, so first is 1 by 3, second is intervals of each of length 1 by 9, and it is going, you can find here that its total sum is 1. So it's interesting that the length of the closed interval 0 1 is 1, and the length we removed is again of the length 1. So that is written here that this F is basically Cantor set, which is obtained by taking intersection of all the sets F1, F2, Fn, and obviously because it is the intersection, so it is going to be the least one, so it is contained to Fn for all n belonging to n, and we say that the length of the remaining portion will be 0. Actually at each nth stage the length is of the 2 by 3 raised to the power n, 2 by 3 raised to the power n. So if n tends to infinity, the length of Fn will tends to 0, because the remaining portion is a closed interval. So by nested interval property, its length will tend to 0. Now another important property, that the set F contains no non-empty open interval as subset. Suppose some open interval is contained into this Cantor set, then because the length of Cantor set at each stage is 2 by 3 raised to the power n, so as n tends to infinity, b minus a has to be 0 because it should be less than for every n. So this implies that b minus a equal to 0. So that will imply that J is an empty set, but you can see that 1 by 4 belongs to the Cantor set. One can prove that this portion will be there. So Cantor set is non-empty. So this implies that Cantor set will never contain this open interval. Now next is Cantor set is uncountable. So let me give the proof of this one, that Cantor set is uncountable. Cantor set is uncountable. So what I will, to prove that Cantor set is uncountable, as I have already discussed that any real number in this interval, can be written into its ternary expression. In fact, you can also take the closed interval 0 1, and that ternary expression is this one. Why? Because if I write, so in general I can say that Cantor set ternary expression will not contain 1, because out of those 3 symbols we are removing the middle third, and that one will be denoted by 1. So I can say that the Cantor set ternary expression will not contain 1. Now for any x belonging to open interval 0 1, write x as ternary expression. Say x is equal to 0.a1, a2, a3, and so on. So remember that in ternary expression I already explained how to write the first digit. First digit means you need to divide the closed interval 0 1 into 3 equal halves, and then you need to locate where x falls in which interval. So from there we will get the a1. Again, for getting the second digit a2, first choose that interval in which x is located, and again divide into 3 equal parts. So because we have taken its ternary expression, so I can say that I can write this one as this a1 by 3 plus a2 by 3 square plus a3 by 3 cube, and so on, or in this format. So every real number in closed interval 0 1 can be written in this format of ternary expression, where each n is either 0 1 or 2. So for this, just look at my previous lectures on ternary and on ternary expression, So in general, I can say that if X lies in one of the removed open interval, so that removed interval, we have denoted it by 1 for some n. So if your X lies in this interval, open interval 1/3 to 2/3, then for that A1 will be equal to 1. Now the endpoints of the removed interval have two possibilities. That also I have explained my ternary expression, that how it has two possibilities. Because if your X lies on the boundary, then you can choose the adjacent interval. So that may have two different expression, that may one ends in 0 and other ends in 2, but they will correspond to the same real number. So using this, now let us define a map, this phi, which maps this any real number to X. Actually here they want to prove that not only closed interval 0, 1, in fact this F1 after removing the middle third, F2, F3, and in fact all these are similar to Cantor set C, which is obtained by intersection of all Fn. So for that here they have taken a map. This is in fact you can see that all these F1, F2, F3 all are similar, but here this map is defined to show it uncountable. However, there is no need of this one. By constructing the set C, if you are choosing any real number in this one, say 0. Say whatever real number you are choosing, suppose your X, because I have already proved that sequence of 2 or more symbols is uncountable. So if one choose X from this Cantor set, so that can be always represented using sequence of 0, 2. I mean the symbol 0, 2. And we know that collection of all sequences of 2 or more symbols is uncountable. So in that way, one can also give the logic that all these this Cantor set is uncountable. For example, if your X, if X belongs to Cantor set, earlier here X belongs to 0, 1. Now if the same X belongs to this Cantor set C, which is the intersection of all Fn. So X is a member of Cantor set as many as sequence. So every sequence of 0, 2 corresponds to an element of Cantor set. I can say that every sequence of 0, 2, because if it is in, if this X belongs to Cantor set, so Cantor set either we will use to denote the two symbols as per our ternary expression by removing the middle third, which is denoted by 1. So any real number can be denoted by sequence of 0, 2, and we know that set of sequence of 2 or more set is countable. So this makes your Cantor set uncountable. Cantor set as uncountable. And another proof you can do by defining this map, which maps every real number from closed interval 0, 1 to its ternary expression. Sorry, ternary expression of 0, 2 by removing. So that is equivalent to the binary one. Look here, because we have removed the middle third. So we are mapping every real number from closed interval 0, 1 to its binary representation of symbol 0, 2. And suppose that F is countable, then by previous theorem I have also the theorem which is given, which is here they are mentioning. According to that theorem, if F is countable, then one can always define an onto map, say psi from N to this set F. So by combining F composition psi, one can say that N there exists an onto map from N to 0, 1. N to 0, 1. But you know that we have already proved that closed interval 0, 1 is uncountable. And if Cantor set's cardinality, using this onto map, Cantor set's cardinality is greater than equal to 0, 1, closed interval 0, 1, and closed interval 0, 1 is uncountable. So this will make your set Cantor set as uncountable. So this is what they are referring here, that it will contradict theorem 2.5.5, which is the same as that closed interval 0, 1 is uncountable. And since the mapping is onto, so its cardinality is going to be greater than equal to cardinality of closed interval 0, 1. And since this one is so there are different ways, out of which this is one of the way, but there is no need to do this one if you have already know the ternary expression of the two symbols, and you can give the same logic there. So we have seen that the length removed is 1 and the whole interval length is 1. So can't actually if a set is countable, let me recall this one. If a set is countable, then its measure is always 0. But Cantor set is one of the example which is uncountable but has measure 0. Cantor set is uncountable but has measure 0. So in infinite set, even you can see that by removing the middle third each time and taking their intersection, again the remaining set is uncountable. So this is the reason why it makes infinite set very interesting. So just go through this proof and revise this logic, what I have explained to you. In next part, I will tell you about the Cantor's intersection theorem, Cantor's finite intersection, nesting of closed interval, etc. And if you have any doubt, you can discuss me in my next class. So revise it.